Hello. Alright, so today I'm gonna do a little video about vegan haters or hating vegans or whatever you might call it. You might be pro-vegans, you might be contra-vegans, contra-veganism, whatever. Thing is, people are usually very polarizing about veganism. Either heavily for it or heavily against it. And the funny thing is, I've only been vegan for a short time, like nearly a year, while I've been a vegetarian for close to 14 years. But while people have made funny comments and, well, made fun of me basically for being a vegetarian a bit, being a vegan is very much different. People kind of seem angry at you when you're saying, oh yeah, but I'm a vegan, and there's this thing going on with their faces where they just scrunch up something like that. Well, and then breathe heavily, and I don't know. I have a very conservative family, and I'm the only vegetarian. Have been the only vegetarian, and of course I'm the only vegan in my family. And even though my she's awesome. She's a cook, so she cooks a lot of recipes, and she made me vegan cake, and she's really lovely about it all. But as soon as I tell her something, like there's this new German vegan magazine, and or the book Skinny Bitch. You all probably know that. I read it quite late after I've already been vegan for a long time, so that didn't give me as much as it probably gave others. But I gave it to her to read, and she's an avid reader. She never puts down a book, but this one, she just like read 10 pages and then she put away. Or the vegan magazine, there was this interview with the biochemist Campbell, who's really awesome, by the way. If you ever have time to read his projects and everything, please do. And it's all like scientifically proven stuff I give her, or stories out of slaughterhouse interviews, stuff like that. I mean, there's nothing that's just made up. There's nothing people. It's not propaganda. It's actually fact. Still, she get very angry every time I tell her something about it. Same thing with my brother. Where my father usually he laughs at me. My brother is more like, yeah, well, whatever. So it is that way. I don't know. It just really bugs me. I have one vegan friend. I always feel like so much easier talking about recipes with her or going for dinner or something like that. And I feel very uncomfortable, like lately going to other people's parties or anything, because I feel like I'm a burden to them. And when people think about me, they don't think stuff through. Like my last birthday, it was like completely vegan. I made all vegan cakes and everything, and then I made a few vegetarian things for like sandwiches, so they weren't completely vegan. But what did I get for my birthday? Aside from lots of alcohol, which I'm not a champagne fan. Why is everybody giving you champagne? And they also gave me chocolate. Like, people, I'm a vegan. I do not eat chocolate. And there's my family, they've known me for years and years, and I don't know. And I've just looked at a few YouTube videos, for example, of a girl who did the 30-day vegan challenge, and she said, it's really hard being a vegan because once you tell people you're a vegan, then you're under scrutiny. Like, they're like, but do you wear leather jackets? Look at your shoes. They are suede. Or they go like, yeah, but what about your makeup? Is it tested on animals? And they really just like pointing out the stuff that does not fit in with their arrogant vegan image, because that's the kind of image vegans have. They're arrogant and they think they're better than other people and holier than thou attitude and all that stuff. Which, no, maybe somewhere, I don't know any vegans like that. The ones I usually meet, like in forums or my friend, they're like just really nice. I mean, kindness is the most important things for vegans, I guess. They want to be kind people. They want to be kind to people and to animals. They don't want anyone to suffer for their enjoyment. So, yeah, you see, I'm having to play with Relacroon because this really bugs me, and he's a present, so he's gonna be my feel-good partner in this crime. Anyway, so yes, I do have leather jackets. Yes, I do have leather boots. No, I'm not going to throw them all away. It's not happening. And there goes the other side, because then there will be the holy apostles of veganism, and they will say, "You're not a true vegan. You do not live truly like a vegan." And I'm really very afraid of meeting vegans like that. I haven't met them yet, but I hear they exist, at least online. I've heard a lot about them. And let's be honest, people, I'm not a rich person. I do love fashion, and while I have read a few books and changed my mind a lot about the whole consumer economy and everything, and I do not want to be like the fashion industry's bitch anymore, I am not going to throw away what is to me a lot of money. I changed my ways. I'm not gonna buy stuff made out of leather anymore, but I'm not going to throw my stuff away. That's not happening. It's just, I don't like wasting things, so I will keep those until they are broken beyond relief, and then I might dump them somewhere or make something new out of them, which might happen. I do like making my own stuff. So it's like being a vegan is kind of dangerous, because I think many people do not want to know all that is going on behind the food industry. Like, everybody knows that there are ridiculous things happening in slaughterhouses and wherever keeping animals has become a part of industry and killing them as well. There are horrible things happening, but people don't want to know about them. So as a vegan, just by saying you're a vegan, you bring that to people's mind and they're uncomfortable with it. Even though I do not preach, I try not to preach so hard, but there's food propaganda everywhere, and meat has become such, I mean, come on, McDonald's just got out this ad where it goes like, yeah, €1 and we give you a piece of cow, and when you want a drink like an orange juice, that actually costs €2.30. €1 for a piece of cow and $2.30 for a few oranges. That's ridiculous. How is it possible that the life of an animal is so much less worth? I do not get it. See, there you go, preaching. And why? It's because the food industry, especially the meat industry, is just like everywhere, and sometimes you just cannot keep it in inside of yourself. So you go like, but, and then people go, yeah, whatever. It can't be healthy anyway. And you're really, oh, with the not healthy attitude. Oh, I love that one most. I'm not healthy, right? Me, not healthy. Hello, I'm the one in my family who's never ever sick. I'm the one who's going to run a half marathon in 2 months. I mean, come on, I'm not exactly a skeleton here. I do love food, I love cooking, I love baking. I'm not nourished. I have perfect, like, there's nothing lacking. I don't feel weak, I feel good, and I'm not unhealthy. This is the biggest argument of my father is, it cannot be healthy. Yeah, Daddy, we are running 3 miles in, no, actually 2 miles, and you're dead while I can go run 10 more. So, it's like, being a vegan, you feel like you're constantly on the defense. And sometimes you just snap. You get moody and you try to get in the first punch, I guess. And that's probably why there's so much hate going on, I guess. It's like every vegan, I'm pretty sure every vegan just wants peace, love, and for all of us souls on this earth to live together nicely, kindly. And I'm pretty sure that most meat eaters are not hating on vegans just because we do not conform to their ways of life. I'm pretty sure there's that many people who eat meat, they hate the food industry. They do not want animals to suffer. But they feel that like there's nothing they can do. People who cannot give away a lot of money on organic meat, for example. And I mean, it should be a huge change coming from up above. Like, for example, I do not hate hunters. I have a lot of respect for hunters because they respect the animals they kill. They hunt for themselves, for their consumption. They respect the animal. Sure, they are not going one-on-one against some, like an elk or something. They will use weapons, but most of the hunters, the ones that are really, like the ones in Germany, for example, they have to get hunting permission, which is really not easy and costs a lot of money here. But you learn how to take the animal apart and everything and use every part of it. So I respect those people. I do not respect those who go into the supermarket, see a slab of beef lying there, don't know what it is, where it comes from, or how to even prepare it, and just put it on the grill and never think about what might be behind it. I think you should definitely always know what you're putting into your body, because it's a way of respecting yourself as well. So yeah, and then you get angry at me for actually knowing where that piece might come from, and for actually caring about not putting it into myself because I do not like where it comes from and how it's been produced, and for taking myself out of this whole cycle. And it's not me. Vegans are becoming more and more frequent in every country in the world, aside from Asia, because they're actually just a few years. It's about development stages, and China, which is actually what I study about, is strangely enough consuming now a lot more meat, while other countries are reducing their intake because of their development stages. But either way, it's just, I feel really bad about this bad blood. And I mean, if you want to be amused by my way of living, then go ahead, be amused, do that stupid smirky thing, like, oh, you're a vegan. Well, how about the weather? Okay, go do that. Do not look at me angrily. Do not point out that I do have animal products around me and surrounding me, whatever. I am not doing the same to you. If there is an interesting article about interesting biochemical facts, for example, I might want to share it. Great. You might want to share something else with me, like if you see that, for example, we can now grow beef in a lab. I would read that article. But those are facts. I don't want to be hated on just because of my way of living. I mean, it's like you're hating somebody for their religion or whatever. Just don't. Don't be angry at me for stuff that I can do nothing about. Just let me live as a vegan, and I'm not gonna preach to you how to live, and please do not get angry at me for my way of living. Right. Wow, that was a rant. And probably nobody will read this. And if somebody reads this, I'm sure there will be very, very hateful comments, but just needed to get rid of those things before I did anything else because they've been crowding in my mind. And you don't want your mind crowded when you're actually supposed to study. Right. Alright, so thanks and bye.